Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. Me Matt. We have a 2v2 for you all here on the Western Front. Let's go through the players, shall we? We have minigame as the United States of America and TKD as Royal Tank Regiment with anvil specializations right at the gate. And while representing the Axis, we have Take the B and Watch My Game as Sturm Tactics for the Waffen-SS. And we have Lovas as Propaganda Tactics for the Waffen-SS. Getting some Volksturm straight out the gate here, and we also have Valonians coming straight out the gate here. So essentially both sides using their commander unique Tiber units, basically. The Valonians are the Sturm Tactics Tiber units that are essentially regulars. They used to have Panzerfaust, which made them very good at practically everything, so here we'll just use those. They got a change, but they now have the Panzerknacker instead, which I think is a good change. And we have Loas, who is using the Volksturm, which is the Propaganda Tactics Tiber unit. Basically a militia-type unit made up of the Volksturm, essentially young boys and old men, essentially forced to fight for the Nazis at the end of the war. So this is somewhere in Western Germany, we can imagine. Was that the Germans moved down there quick. Also, it's a victory point game, if you haven't noticed. Don't get a lot of those. 1,000 victory points, though, so I don't think that's gonna matter as much as we think. Volksturm are definitely gonna allow the SS to have a little bit more of a field presence early on than normal. We have a command choice now for minigame. It looks like it is US Armor Company. Okay. That should be interesting, hopefully. US Armor can be pretty good, but that means we have Royal Tank and US Armor, which is a lot of potential armored forces late game. Oh, Storm Pioneers take a shot there and have to pull back. Oh, good shots there from the rifle section. The 79 Specialist Armored Division rifles. Yeah, there's a very good shots on those Volksturm. They might not get out of there. Indeed they don't. They get shut down. Very fascinating so far. Well, Americans push back here for now, thanks to all the SS troops. Companies are a pretty strong unit to have early on in the field. Will the Volksturm win that engagement? I think with supporting fire from the other rifle section, they managed to force them off. Yeah, it looks that way. They're not staying to take the point, though. We have a Universal Carrier coming up. The Lodians heading southwards there. Getting inside the building and getting some flanking shots of those 3 echelon. Ooh, Americans are being very brave there and getting over. Ooh, that's a very precarious position. And those 3 echelon might get shot to pieces. Yeah, they're dead. I'm pretty sure they're dead. Oh, he changed his focus, but they still died anyway. I don't think those Americans are gonna get out of there. Balloons are quickly moving up to try and intercept. But I don't think they need to. The Storm Pioneers got the kill. Yep. Fulvang arriving for the propaganda tactics. Mobile suppression platform available to you. MT-42 on top makes it very reliable. American Rifleman having a firefight here. Looks like it's only one window at this angle. 2 windows? 2 windows, actually, yeah. Double 30 cal coming up, okay. We also have a bigger skill being equipped on this Universal Carrier. That'll definitely turn it into a killing machine. There we go, that's definitely gonna... Oh yeah, already showing itself. That's about the same rate of fire as the MD-42, I believe. Yeah, 1,200 rounds per minute. A very powerful machine gun. And the thing is, they need the Volksturm up there to use their Panzerfaust, else they have nothing that can actually stop this Universal Carrier. It's a very potent mobile weapons platform. Ooh, and the Americans have lost another squad. He's actually only down to a 30 cal. Ooh, that's not looking good for the United States at all. And Grey Assault going over the forested area. Taking out the machine gun entirely. Oh my god. That means the United States have lost literally everything. Oh, Panzerfaust went off, but the animation doesn't play on the Volksturm for some reason. So that's unfortunate. That's just how it is. Well, the British are moving up more of their troops here, but the Americans are down to nothing, so they're getting the 3rd Infantry now. Big Rifleman Division available to you if you're playing as US Armored. Fights well alongside tanks, kind of what they intended for. SS Jäger here with the Panzerbüchse. Can be upgraded with a Panzerstrick for 60 manpower, which I think is a fine change. So the Brits have already been out with a Bren gun though. The British machine gun of choice, light machine gun of choice in the Second World War. Inspired by the Czech machine gun. So the British are having a pretty decent start here. They're about to get both munitions points, which is a big deal for the Allies. Munitions is always a very potent thing to have.
There's a shiny new officer and gentleman ready to go.
And we have a lieutenant arriving here in another universal carrier. Americans brought up a jeep this time. And that is some Sturm Grenadiers, not the Wallonians. Ooh, we have a big push of the Volkssturm right here. Pushing up very aggressively with their Kar-98s and their Sturmgewehr and the squad leader.
Heavy machine gun team ready for battle.
Well, technically I think it would be a Volkssturmgewehr, but there's now another model for that, obviously. Oh, Bren carrier coming up here. But the Germans have not enough munitions for a Panzerfaust. Ooh, that could backfire heavily on the Germans. And that's why you need to have munitions in this game. Oh yeah, another Volkssturm squad dead. Lots of old men and young boys are dying here in the fields today. Oh, big push on the southern flank meanwhile by the Wallonians with a battle group called in here with double MP-34s. Submachine guns. But they have no AT capabilities against the universal carrier. They have to get up close to plant an actual Panzerknacker on it. Which is not an easy sell. Well, Americans managed to get down here to the fuel somehow. But the Wallonians are moving down to intercept. They're actually ordering a charge. Or sprint, rather. Ooh, that's not going to be good for the Americans. Jumping over. Oh, and those MP-34s opening fire. They're not going to get out of that. That is brutal. Artillery call in here. On what, though? Guess they'll clear the fence. Little bit of a costly way to clear a fence, sir. That was moving up and about. Kubelwagen flanking the AT gun. But it quickly has to decide to keep driving, I think. That's not really gonna work out though, I feel. MT-34 here, and another MT-34 here. So lots of machine guns coming up now for the northern flank. Ooh, and 6-pounder gets it. Kubelwagen down. Oh, will that Volkssturm get out of there? Looks like he will. Lucky bastard. Lots of Wallonians have assembled. Americans have not had the best luck in their front at all. Lost a lot of people. MG42 coming up here for the southern flank for the Waffen-SS. There's some MG34 keeping an eye on this point though, so the British... Oh! Instant smoke grenades! Although the smoke did not deploy for us on the screen here. Ooh, V-Patron loaded. Impressing the universal carrier, but the universal carrier has a decent amount of armor actually. I think the universal carrier might go down if the Panzerfaust gets off. Nope, it does not. American riflemen down here fighting against the Wallonians. Using their BAR to their effectiveness here. Is that a rifle grenade? Oh, that's just a normal grenade from the path. He was expecting the flank, but now the Wallonians come. He needs to switch targets. You can see the BAR is just mowing them down bit by bit, but now it has to reload. It only has 20 rounds. That's the big thing about the Oh, that's the bad retreat path. Will he get out of there? It looks like he might, thanks to the command steward showing up. Command Steward is calling in some kind of artillery barrage. And the Mthis is trying to push for an over victory point, but Universal Carrier once again just shows that it's futile. NG-54 is suppressing though, so it cannot fire back. Ooh, and Vickers killed the Panzerjäger as he got around the corner. Lieutenant stationed there. Command Steward pushing down here. That is actually a good choice because the Germans don't really have a lot of AT down here, but I do have one pack coming up. Because the Valonians don't have a lot of AT capabilities anymore. But, yeah, destruction while the pack gets into position. Oh, but I think the Steward spotted it, so it's getting out of there. Lieutenant pushing up here. And Vickers also pushing up behind and everything. And man, this Vickers Universal Carrier is just doing a lot of damage. Because the Volksturm are considered militia, they suppress very quickly. The very automatic weaponry, as you can see, just makes them jump to the floor very fast.
Ready for deployment.
Oh, and that body went flying. What the hell was that? And pack should open fire here. Yeah, let's do it down. Bam. Oh, we have stormtroopers now arriving for Lewis. Elite infantry able to all Waffen-SS commanders. Plus 360 manpower, very expensive. Only very good. Oh, and the Americans keep losing troops. Oh, it's not good. Minigamer has lost a lot of units already. Not a good thing. Stormtroopers seem to be aiming for this munitions point at the moment. Well, not at all. I guess they walked into the Vickers escape position there. And now there's going to be British on the other flank. I think the stormtroopers might want to get out of there. You don't want to risk your stormtroopers, they are very costly. Pack arriving. Yes, they do need some way to get rid of that Universal Carrier. That Universal Carrier is just killing so many of the Germans. At least suppressing them. Don't underestimate an armored personal carrier, I guess. Even if it's a small one. Guild airdrop going into the base because they're playing as tank. Another command steward present. Lots more Germans moving up here. Lots of MP-34s apparently being handed out. Did we call in there? Of the 3rd Infantry present. The Germans still only have their pack down here for AT purposes. Pack moving up here on the central front, on northern flank rather. Mortar also arriving for the Waffen-SS on the northern flank. Now, a trick you could do with the Volksturm is actually just merge them into the other squads, because that's a far cheaper thing you can do now. Volksturm are, after all, capable of merging now. Pack took out another Steward. And these command tanks are not really working out that well for a minigamer. Thankfully, the British seem to be holding down their part of the front pretty damn handily. Even have a Churchill coming out. Smoke called in.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Oh, looks like that demo charge went off when a smoke shell hit it.
A new infantry section is ready for battle.
Instagrade going in, killing 2 of the Volksturm. The Battleatom going out there, I think. Getting do that much but destroying the trucks. Universal carrier once again proving to be a pain. Oh, that pack could get a shot off. I'll try through the bushes.
Infantry squad now dead. Reloaded needed.
Oh man, it's just killing everyone. Oh yeah, he's just through the bush. I kind of anticipated that would happen. Nice to see.
Steady up.
Americans are not doing that well in their flank though. Still having suffered a lot of casualties.
What do you need us to do?
That was taking the central victory point again. There's a big crater now from that demo charge, which turns into heavy cover. Good news. You have the Churchill arriving. Churchill Mark IV infantry support tank. Potent, heavily armored vehicle of the Commonwealth. The true embodiment of a heavy tank, I'd say. Although its gun is fairly lackluster. It does fire very quick. It has the same gun as the Cromwell, I think, so it's a 76mm. Which is not bad in all technicality. Overall, it's a very reliable tank, it's just very slow. Churchill was never designed for speed.
Upgrade done. So we're happy over here.
Looks like the Valonians have set up their forward HQ in this area. Even have some stormtroopers now having arrived. Guess the Mthis is sending a lot of stuff into these fields to try and hold them to keep the allies at bay. Vogue still moving up with stormtroopers right behind them. We also have the Princess Hussars, I think? The Desert Rats. Vogue shields going in, good to see. Artillery called in by the command steward. Germans going to evacuate that barn quickly. I think that's a barn anyway. And another steward down to the pack. Lots of smoke shells going in, it's good to see. Definitely helps with keeping your troops a little bit safer. First Lieutenant moving up alongside the Churchill. Smoke cleared, and now they open fire. But the thing you can do with Royal Tank is you can have a Vickers go on top of your Churchills, which is a pretty potent anti-infantry purpose for them. When the officers try. Oh, Gewaltladung going in. That might be the death of that officer. So it is. Oh. Nickel artillery though that almost took out the MG-34 and the stormtroopers. Almost. Valonians are spread around down here. Looks like we have bazooka on the 3rd Infantry. Yeah, and bazooka. Of course it works. But the Valonians are going to overrun them, I feel. Unless the BAR gets to work. Oh, but it does seem to be. But they have to get out of there. The BAR is a pretty decent weapon at medium to long range combat if the enemy is out in the open. Even close range is just overall a good weapon. You're seeing a Flammetzer come out though. An M20, nice. Well, I'm not sure the M20 will do much against the Flammetzer. The lack of proper AT from the southern flank will definitely allow the M20s to drive around the German infantry with ease and just mow them down. Churchill holding up the center here. That's going to be a hard nut to crack. Like seriously, Churchills are very hard to kill. But you use very specific weapons, like the Panzerknacker actually. The Panzerknacker is so powerful, I think it will take out any tank if you can get it on it. The issue is you have to literally touch the tank to be able to plant it. It's not easy to pull off. M20 now pressing with his 50 caliber on top. British managed up a mine here. We also have a second Churchill being prepared. Thompson is moving up to flank. They've not been given any assault weapons though. And that's to stop Stormtroopers from being very accurate with their rifles. And 20 moving up now. It's just a pack. And the M20 is getting too close to the pack. This is the nightmare you are facing if you have if you're fighting M20 or something and you have no AT weapons.
We lost a gun crew. Keep your heads down.
Flamheads are going in for the M20 now. Oh yeah, it hit the engine block. It'll probably decrew it in another burst. There we go. Yeah, it's been decrewed. The crew is trying to evacuate and get burning alive. They're trying to use a bazooka though. They got burned alive. British captain also getting burned to bits. Artillery called in by the command Sherman. Back in the sender. Hitting the desert rats. Double Churchill, that's a very potent combination.
Churchill here. Where do you want us?
Lots of Stormgeweers in hiding here with the Stormtroopers. Lots of fascinating weapons here being utilized. Lots of assault weapons. Oof. Driver injured on the command Sherman, that's not good. Command 76 coming up behind. Probably replace the driver shortly, there we go. We're going in there. Sherman down, but the 76 command Sherman is still present. Which I don't think the Flamheads is that gonna be the best at starving. Unless you can get close. Panzer IV GR Ryan for the propaganda tactics.
Tank commander awaiting next orders.
Churches are moving about. Ooh, that's probably not the best position for the 76.
There's a shiny new officer and gentleman ready to go.
Good smoking itself so it can get away. Oh, the crew on the pack got killed. That's actually the move the 76 probably wouldn't want, so it can move up on the Flamheads. Because the Flamheads is not the longest range.
Heavy armor ready to go.
Lots of artillery landing down here for some reason. As the Americans are just still in the front line. Looks like the Churchills are moving down here though. That's definitely not gonna be something the Germans are prepared for, I feel. Churchills are very potent. Only Panzer IV J. But I don't think that'll do enough to Churchills to scare them off.
Warmed up and ready to go.
Oh, BAR showing itself there. Oh! Oh, good job, BAR. Oh, big German infantry push, but the Panzer IV is gonna face up against the Churchills here. And all the biggest goes on top of the Churchills is moving out of infantry. Good for Raketenwerfer though. We have to find 8.8cm rockets. Missed though, because they suppressed and now they're pinned. Oh, they actually got decrewed there. Yeah, well, it looks like the Stormtroopers are pushing up here. Oh, they're being suppressed though. Princess owner here. There's too many machine guns covering the flanks though. German 76 pushing up. That's the front guard, apparently the vanguard. Raketenwerfer has been recruited though. They're pulling it back. They're going into the center. Lots of smoke. It's good to see that Lewis is using a lot of smoke. It generally helps survivability and just pushing up sometimes. The nice vision to your enemy, which is a big deal. Oh, that Panzer IV took a big shot right there. Looks like it might get away. Flamheads is in trouble. And there we go, Flamheads are down. Oh, Rakettenwerfer got a flanking shot there. And also Panzer IV got a flanking shot on the Churchill. 76 Command Sherman down. Good job to the Rakettenwerfers. The Americans are having a hard time trying to get rid of that command truck. Yeah, Panzer command truck. Then get rid of that, I can stop the Sturmtiger from arriving, which I imagine is what take the B and watch my game is playing for. Seems to be a very common Sturm thing. I like all these Rakettenwerfers, that's very different though, but they are lacking in infantry at the moment. Perhaps getting some Panzer Grenadiers would have been a good idea, but I don't know. They cost 300 like the Sturm Grenadiers, so. But yeah, the Rakettenwerfer is definitely a good choice because he's lacking in anti-tank capabilities at the moment. Stormtroopers and Panzer IVs are preparing to drive northwards, it looks like. This one's still being repaired back at base. Ah, more smoke shells. And that's what we want to see. You want to use smoke as you push up. It's good to see. The Churchills are still holed up down here. Looks like one of them is changing their direction. Probably realizing what's going to happen. Tom's lost a little bit of troops there, but some more smoke shells are coming in. Then we have a Gabaldadatum going out. Yeah, that's how you use Stormtroopers right there. That's really good. Rakettenwerfer is trying to fight in the open. That's not really how you're meant to use them. They are ambush weapons. Or actually urban weapons. They can actually be used very effectively from buildings. Let's allow the Germans to re-secure the fuel point up here. They just need to secure the cutoff point as well. Rakettenwerfers are pulling back again. Actually, these Stormtroopers are going to last long there. But it is a very accurate rifle fire. Yeah, Blank Corp a little bit too late. Heat shield loaded because the Panzer IV doesn't have heat. They have a HE. Which is for that 6-pounder. 6-pounder, actually got it. Very nice. You need to be very cautious wherever you move your tanks. You need to have good recon of what's going on. This is a very brave command Sherman. Pulling in artillery on the command truck. And those are the Rakettenwerfers are not able to hit due to elevation here and the wreck in the way. Artillery is actually going to get off. That'll be enough to destroy the command truck though. Pretty close actually. If that actually had taken a Sherman shot as well, that would probably have been enough. Because the Churchills are migrating northwards. What to deal with a German tank.
An engineer unit is ready for
The
action.
Churchill is definitely not known for its speed. Watch as the majestic Churchill migrates northwards. If you call a brick on tracks majestic. Now, you never know, some people might have a taste for that kind of stuff. Another command Sherman 76. Looks like minigamers just relying on commanders really. Not that the enemy at the moment has a lot of stuff either. Most of the fight seems to be happening on the northern flank between the British and the propaganda tactics. Oh, we have the Churchills moving forwards now. They're very cautious, but they will be able to take their fight to those Panzer IV with ease, I feel. Mostly because the Panzer IVs cannot be a pinch with the front of the Churchill that easily. Stormtroopers are pushing up. Smoke landing, that's good. No, that's not smoke, that's a normal mortar barrage. We also have a Sexton as I missed his hill. And the Panzer IV is actually behind enemy lines. They're doing a blitzkrieg tactic. And the problem with the Churchills is they can't really keep up. We also have an assault brigade here. We have another 6-pounder here. Ooh, Sexton might be in trouble. But the Panzer IV has a very slow turning turret. Because it's hand cranked. Oh, this is tense. So, 6-pounder got one. Only one Panzer IV left. Oh, armor piercing loaded on inside the Sexton. Yeah, we go. Nice shot. You can actually use the Sexton as an anti-tank weapon. They're pretty handy for those who don't know. It can be loaded with armor piercing shells and such, and yeah, you can just fire directly in an enemy tank. This will work out surprisingly well. I also don't think this assault brigade's gonna get much done there. Churchill's moving to the front again. Smoke shells landing, good to see.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
And the smoke is actually providing good protection from the Churchills. You can see the smoke actually helps a lot. Oh, that could be a problem for that Churchill. Throw a grenade out, but they got a Panzerknacker on the Churchill. And pop. And that's why you use the Panzerknacker if you can get close to use it. It's an exceptionally powerful and potent weapon. Like, for 30 munitions you can destroy any tank if you can get up close to actually plant it on a tank. The thing is getting there. But 30 munitions to destroy any tank is really, it's a really powerful thing. It's just getting it. Is that another stormtrooper we're seeing? Yes, we're seeing more stormtroopers, okay. Looks like Lewis is going from Volksturm now to stormtroopers because most of the Volksturm have been dead. Or have died. Now he's going to rely on the more elite forces of the Waffen-SS. Churchill's driving northwards though. And that captain is actually getting some really good shots on these stormtroopers. Because they're not armed with their Sturmgewehrs yet. At the southern flank we have a lot of Raketenwerfers. Oh, it looks like someone used the incendiary rocket here. And we actually the Sturmtiger now come out. Which I kinda suspected would happen. And the Americans getting a Pershing. I'm not sure Pershing is the best call in this kind of situation, if I am to be honest. Ooh, looks like the Sexton is shelling in towards the German mortars. They're basically laying mines around the central victory point. And we have bunkers being established here at the southern flank for the Waffen-SS. Also an MG42 coming back out here. Now, honestly, I don't think a Pershing is the best call against this type of play. Oh, scavenging the wrecks, good to see. That's gonna give the Germans a little bit more resource to work with. Lots of white phosphorus smoke going in. I think all the American officers' smoke barrages are white phosphorus instead, because the Americans had a tendency to use that a lot in the war. Going to equipping all the weapon teams again. More fuel coming in for the Germans. Definitely 5 stormtroopers here. Ooh, getting a big shot taken there from the Churchill. Force him to pull back. More fuel airdrop in for the Allied base. As they're both playing as armored commanders. And there's the Pershing. I'm still not sold on the Pershing being the best idea, but I think we'll see how they utilize it. And here comes the Sturmtiger. This weapon will most certainly make an impact quickly. Whenever its first shot gets fired, that's certainly going to give the Allies some trouble. We have a Crocodile Churchill coming out.
Armor here.
I want to see how minigame uses this Pershing.
Combat engineer.
But you need to be very cautious with your Pershings. We also have a Commandeer coming out, a battle group ability if you're playing as armor. I think he used it here. I used the infiltrate version though. Not that that's that, but if you can just use it on another, it's rain and it'll come in normally.
50 cows up. Send your orders.
So the Germans are gearing up for some kind of assault in the center here. And you 4-2 opening fire on the Americans. The Pershing is pushing up. I want to see what this Pershing does. Mthis is setting up in position. Oh, smoke obscuring it. I think. I don't think this Pershing's gonna last long. All the Mthis are encroaching on it. Yeah, 1, 2, and it's gone. I think A2 Sherman's probably been a better choice. Looks like the Germans are still pushing up aggressively here with their Sturmgewehrs. And to be very aggressive there. Ooh! Assault Brigade managed to flank though. Building a pack team, and the Crocodile Churchill's almost on the field. Now, the Churchills should probably worry about the Sturmtiger, because a shot from the Sturmtiger can probably end them quickly. Dixon is opening fire again. I feel. Yeah, there it is. Just aiming randomly in this area by looks of it. It's a Churchill Crocodile. Essentially, it's a Churchill, but with a flamethrower on top. Or with a flamethrower in the front, actually. So, it's just very dangerous to be near this thing.
Heavy tank awaiting orders. Ready for instructions.
Mark 7.
Heavy tank ready.
Sturmtiger's not fired a single shot yet. They're waiting for the opportune target. Probably a Churchill makes sense. You don't want to waste those shells on the infantry, so to speak. You also have common engineers present. Because the Americans are not really figuring out what to do next. I personally think several A2s with Thunder Run, because I think he could grab Thunder Run. Looks like it, yep. Would probably be the best idea in my opinion.
Warmed up and ready to go.
Churchill Crocodile ready to drive forwards. There's not a lot that can actually threaten it apart from the Sturmtiger, as opposed to Raketenwerfers. Raketenwerfers are after all very potent by firing an 8.8 centimeter rocket.
Tank and crew ready to go.
Men are ready.
Look like there's any movement yet. Oh, we have a howitzer coming up for Sturm here. Because Sturm can actually get access to howitzers. 10.5 centimeter. Basic howitzer of the German army. Oh, we have the Tiger Ace called in. Unique unit available to you if you're playing as propaganda. It looks like the Churchill got a good shot there. I believe the first Tiger in the war that got taken out by the enemy was actually taken out by the Churchill. At least I'm pretty sure of that. Second Pershing? Minigame, I'm not sure that's the best idea, but you do you. I think the British need to act quickly though. Because the Germans are amassing a lot of firepower. I guess is quickly pulling back for repairs, so they don't want to waste it.
Launch the mission. Under fire.
Although I think the Germans now know there's a Churchill Crocodile. Driving forwards. Sturmtiger is in position. It just needs to turn itself and fire. It looks like the Tiger Ace is gonna go in for the kill. Yeah, one good shot there. No need to. Oh, they got the main gun on the. Oh my god, that's lucky. That Tiger needs to pull back. Whoa, he's spotting. Oh, they only immobilized the Churchill Crocodile. It's still operational. That's not a big loss for the British.
Position taken. Ready. Very well, man. Squad shot.
More stormtroopers moving out.
Heavy tank
And the British Sexton is on counter barrage duty, I think. No, that's not counter barrage. That's just normal.
awaiting orders.
And also the German Hearts is on counter barrage. They're trying to take out the Sexton. I suppose if one shell hits directly, it's done with the Sexton. Yeah, fairly protected though inside that metal shell. And those Sexton pulled back. Oh yeah. They kept moving forward, they probably would be dead.
Under fire! Cheeky little Christ.
Our Sexton's been immobilized. Stormtroopers pushing forward again with some MT-34 support.
Receiving effective fire.
Tank commander
Sexton got taken out.
next orders.
I think the British and the Allies have to make a move somewhere. I can't just sit back like this. Well, technically they can, but they would still lose a lot of units, and that would allow the Germans to move back in and take the victory points. Currently, the Allies could technically just stand back and try and survive until the victory points run out, but that's going to take ages. Like, we are 1,000 victory points. If it is just been normal victory point levels, the Germans would be about to lose at this point. Oh, that Pershing is being very aggressive.
Go ahead. Incoming fire.
Doomtiger is ready to fire again. But the British, they really need to take out that Tiger Ace somehow.
To execute.
That's like the biggest threat to the tanks apart from the Sturmtiger. The Sturmtiger can only take out one of them, really.
One Tiger ready.
One of them every... I'm not sure how long the reload on this thing is. Because that thing costs a lot to reload and you cannot keep using it all the time. And well, the Tiger can just keep using its main 88 gun, so... Looks like we have another Sexton on the field. Looks like we have another Command 76. Just lots of artillery being called in by the United States, so... Just harassing the front line, but not doing much else. I guess it's keeping the Germans at bay from that angle. I guess move northwards. Probably all that thing to only target vehicles, so they don't waste shells. Oh, Churchills need to make their move, I think.
Volksgrenadier ready for action.
Or Volksgrenadiers being, Volkssturmer is being called in, my bad. Not Volksgrenadiers, just is using the vanilla voice files, obviously. Because have to be very cautious around this Tiger Ace. I'm not sure if firing a Pershing shell on a trench is the best of your ideas. It'll take ages to hit, if hit at all. Ooh, double howitzers going in this mortar.
Back on me. Sappers in the fire. Prepare to execute. Here we go. Get ready to move. Send order.
Oh, I think the Tiger Ace might be in a decent position here.
Fire.
He's taking a hit six from two shots though.
Stand ready. Stand by, crew.
The Stormtiger is preparing for a shot somewhere. Nice white phosphorus, that would do it if it can hit. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Yep, Pershing down. It is recoverable though. But it seems like the main fight is going to be around this Tiger Ace. And now that the Sturmtiger is no longer ready to fire, the Churchill Crocodile could essentially try to move up.
Infantry squad getting clean over here. Take it over. Tank ready.
Ooh. Tiger Ace is still tanking a lot of hits here. So far not taking any penetrations.
Ready for orders.
Oh, there's one penetration.
Contact.
The Recording is just slowly creeping up and destroying everything on the American side. There's just a lack of American infantry. You need infantry to support your tanks. Just having tanks alone is not a good idea. Minigame has a lot of manpower too. They could get a lot of third infantry to support. And definitely not looking that good. Oh, and that's one Churchill down.
Heavy armor has been lost.
It's up to the crocodile.
We've lost an anti-tank gun.
Ooh, what are the allies gonna do to get out of this one? And the croc. Oh, here comes the super shot. And that's a dead croc. Yeah, that's kind of brutal. I'm not sure how the British are gonna get out of this one.
At your service, Alfie.
Like, Americans could get a lot more infantry to support. They have a lot of manpower stored up, so... Here comes another Kettenwerfer. Yeah, that's a 76 Sherman down. Both of them are calling artillery strikes. Yeah, that's not really the best thing to do mid-battle like that. Be working out for now. Yeah, the Mthis is able to secure the center here. I really think that that minigame should probably just get some A2s and use high explosive shells. Comet coming out now. The premier medium tank, newest medium tank of the British Commonwealth at the time. By the end of the war, essentially, it's like a 17-pounder armed on a crumbled chassis with a very unique turret. Seeker's probably reloading. Yeah, it seems like it's reloading here. Overall, the British and the Allies in general are not doing that well. Double AT teams. Not really what I'd use. Oh, they might be going for the center to help deal with the Tiger. But on the southern flank here, he just needs infantry and A2 Shermans, I feel. Tiger tank pulling back for repairs. And the artillery shells just keep trying to hunt down the Sexton. Comet is on the field here. If used correctly, could probably take out the Tiger. He's pretty fast. India 34 keeps a hold on the center victory point here as the Volksturm push in. The British do have positions of their own holding it. Light tank being repaired down here. Not sure what these anti-tank teams are doing.
Just got a report of an infantry unit being wiped out.
Looks like the Germans are keeping their front line pretty well secured. But they're unable to take the victory point. They're being suppressed and pinned entirely. Comet revealing itself. Now, is a Comet worth a Sturmtiger shot is the question. Looks like he decides to this. But the Comet does move fast. Still got immobilized, but it's far behind the line now. Or a little bit the safer position. However, it looks like the Tiger Ace will just flank. And the Americans now don't really have anything to stop it with. And that's probably the Comet dead. Engine burning.
We're in trouble.
Oh, Comet decrewed.
Enemies are swarming one of our emplacements.
They're still gonna be able to repair it though. Not sure for how long.
Ready to go.
Here comes the Tiger again to finish it off. There it goes.
A Comet tank has been
Not looking good here at all. If the Tiger hits the mine though, there's a mine right there. That's a high explosive going into those American positions. Overshot. Lucky for those Americans. And it did not drive into the mine, at least for them.
With a heavy tank. Prepare for action. Gonna hit.
Gonna hit on the Tigers. And the tank teams are trying to get up there with their heat bazookas, but that's not gonna be the most reliable way of doing it. Oh, no penetration. And there's an MG inside here, probably an MG42. Yeah, that's an MG42. That's gonna mow down the Americans out there. Honestly, the Allies, I don't think I can get out of this one. The AT gun is being taken out, and now the balloon is going to start pushing up alongside their armored support, and the Sturmtiger is going to fire! And this will be the end of all the Americans, I think. Yep. That basically nullified all of mini-gamers units at once.
We just lost a unit.
They still have that mine. And the British still hold a central victory point. Minigames should probably... I really recommend people just get infantry if you have a lot of manpower, because just having some infantry on the field is always... Ooh, the mine! The mine, the mine, the mine! Oh, he's gonna try too close! He needs to back off! He just shoots into the smoke. I think Minimayor should just have gotten a lot of A2s, in my opinion. More infantry, obviously. You always need more infantry. The Allies are just... They don't have a lot of stuff on the ground anymore. And the Valonians are pushing up very aggressively. But just AT teams, that's not going to work against the infantry. Unless the British pull a miracle out of their ass, I don't think this is going to turn around. As the Sturmtiger is just doing... Oh, the machine gun got destroyed. As the Sturmtiger just does so much impact in the theme game. Especially if you utilize strongly like that. I also like that they take the beer and watch my game is using MP34 instead of the Sturmgewehr. That's cool to see. MP34 is kind of underappreciated, I feel. A lot of weapons are underappreciated compared to the Sturmgewehr. They're on the corner with the Tommy guns. That's going to be a lot of Germans though pointed at them. And at this point, looks like the Allies surrender and pull back. Germans win this one. I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Bye-bye.